Lie to me. Bye-bye 20,000 plus commission. A while back, my wife and I decided to downsize, and so we were out there dealing with those bastions of honesty, real estate agents, on a weekly basis. We attended an open home for an apartment that we fell in love with, and after another arranged viewing, we made an offer with the agent, Paul. Now, Paul was your stereotypical agent, sharply dressed, talkative, and smarmy, with an attractive assistant to hand out the brochures. But he had the listing for what we wanted, so there was no avoiding him. Our initial underlisting price offer was refused with a counteroffer, which we thought was over the odds, but we wanted it badly, and as we were downsizing, the extra $20,000 or so was not a strain. We agreed to the price on the strict proviso that the impending open house for the weekend did not proceed, as we didn't want to run the risk of someone throwing in a higher offer. Contracts were to be exchanged on the Monday. This was agreed to by Paul. I drove past at the time of the open house just to check out the neighborhood again, and saw signs out. The lying bastard. So, being petty, we went up to the apartment, said hello to Paul and Jackie, who were a little surprised to see us, and then proceeded to follow around any visitors and point out the deficiencies as we saw them. We also monopolized Paul and Jackie's time anytime people were angling to chat with them. They couldn't fob us off. We were buyers. We were the first in and the last out. 10 groups left, knowing every fault in the apartment, the area, and the complex. I was pissed, but kept it amicable because this was exactly what we wanted, and I didn't want to jeopardize the purchase. Through gritted teeth, we liaised with Paul and exchanged contracts on the Monday as planned. But the best part was to come. As downsizers, we had a house to sell, almost double in price to the unit we had just purchased. The property we bought was tenanted, so we had 6 months until we could get vacant possession, which suited us as we could get our old home ready for sale. Of course, Paul was keen to get our listing and was on to it straight away. I didn't discourage him and actually got him around to look at our old home to recommend improvements we should make before listing the property for sale. He was only too happy to help and came up with a detailed plan for us and presented it in a professionally done package. He followed up every month asking for updates. It took us 5 months of work to get it ready to list. We phoned Paul to come out and have a look at the property, ready for sale. He turned up and was blown away by the improvements, and you could almost see him salivating to have this listing. He arrived with comparable sales and a price in mind and did pressure me to sign listing documents then and there. But I made the excuse that my wife was away for the next couple of days. She wasn't, and there was no way I could agree to a listing price and sign documents without her. We made an appointment for later in the week, and that was the last we saw of Paul in person. Our listing with another agent went live on the property websites 2 days later, and the first person I forwarded the advertisement to was Paul. I simply said that this was a direct result of lying to us about canceling the open house, and that we couldn't reward someone who did that to us. We got an offer that we couldn't refuse at the very first open house. The new agent pocketed just over $20,000 in commission. Probably loose change to agents, but it wasn't Paul's loose change, at least.